It's your boy Mac, man, with the Garage Talk TV 214. Hey man, it might be a lot of Garage Talk TV, but it ain't Garage Talk TV 214. It's your boy Mac, man. Check out the show. Yo, what's up this morning? It's your boy Mackie D, man. Garage Talk TV 214. There might be a lot of Garage Talk TVs, but it ain't a Garage Talk TV 214. Hey, when I take out my glasses, you know, it's time to get serious. I want to thank y'all for checking out the show. Thank all of y'all for checking out the show. Thank y'all. Today I'm on my politics. Ain't gonna be a lot of likes. Ain't gonna be a lot of, views because, a lot of people, man, they get real sensitive in the politics, and I understand, and a lot of us don't even want to hear political things today, and that's sad, but at the same time, when you get to being grown and being, up in age, man, and where life really matters and it counts, your boy Mackie D, I'm into politics, man. I'm into living. I always been into providing for me and my family, you know what I'm saying? So all this stuff matter, man. And I checked out an interview, man, Bishop Eli and the activist brother, leading the way in the Carmelo Anthony and the Metcalf guy, Austin Metcalf, that situation. They done an interview and they spoke on that situation, and it was pertaining to that situation. And think it was real live street stars, Shout out to them. That was a good interview. And Bishop Eli, I know Bishop Eli on a first term, first name basis, you know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of him, if I was to go to a church, I would check out his church, you know what I'm saying? Because I can see Eli before he even started his journey into now. And I'm proud of Eli. But in that conversation, and that's where I'm at this morning, it was a statement that was said from the civil activist brother. A good brother, you know what I'm saying? I just don't know his name this morning. I ain't tripping about it or none of that. You know what I'm saying? This Garage Talk TV 214, this for real people, man. Good morning. When y'all check out this, you know what I'm saying? At the time I'm filming this morning, it may be your night or your evening. But it's just a serious topic that been lingering to me. Because like I say, everything political, it's just not, y'all heard me talk about sports, but life sometimes is deeper than sports. You know what I'm saying? If the laws and the principles of the government ain't set up right, sports is minor. You know what I'm saying? Sports gonna be on the back burner. And there was a statement said through they interview that I admired, that I had been, not so much as that I admired it, maybe the wrong description. It was a statement that was said that meant a lot to me, because I've been feeling like that here for the last couple of years. And the statement was said, the guy told Bishop Eli, the church has lost their way. And he don't see himself, inside of a building like that. He's mentioning how Jesus got out and he moved with it, and everybody else moved with it. And that caught me. That really caught me, because that's been my philosophy for like a while now. Maybe in the last 4 years or so, maybe in the last 7 years, I come to realize, and this is just my philosophy, and then I want to speak on, I want to elaborate on my feeling and see what y'all think. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know, come in the comments and just, hey man, let's talk about it. Cause this is a subject that needs to be talked about. And come in the comments and thank y'all. And like I said, I don't get a lot of views on this one right here because this it touches a lot of people. This is different where people, I can have a conversation. That's me. I can have a conversation. I can sit down. A lot of friends are pastors, best friends, schoolmates, pastors, and I appreciate them. I'm not, hey man, and I do more than some of them appreciate them. I love them because they my classmates, they my cousin, family members, and everything. They ministers. You know what I'm saying? Best friends, and so. And like I was saying, Eli, I would go to his church. I don't want y'all, but this is something to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? So let me lay that out there. And if you get the wrong understanding or wrong feeling out of that or this conversation today, then you know what I'm saying. Then that's on me. God don't have nothing to do with that. And me personally, I apologize. But this is my feelings, and this is why I want to speak on this because the brother said something. The church lost their way. Has lost their way. And then he dealing with a civil issue. He's dealing with an issue not just a civil, but just a case that's local, that's state. He's dealing with an issue that has been raked and through the coals, in trying to paint, the black student in a certain light. Sorry for the loss. That's another situation to where people, they hear this conversation and they want to jump up off without listening through and then really accepting the fact that they've been feeling the same sentiments, or they may be feeling a different sentiment, but they don't want to. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Cause I can agree to disagree, but I'm willing to. I can talk about it. The church, man, you got a lot of young black people, Hispanics. Cause it ain't just in the black community. I don't want to crash the Charleston White and start to talk about my culture is black because I'm deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm deeper than that. This Mackie D, I'm 55 now, man. I done been through the trenches and everything, and I'm 55. And I understand that life is it's not only these situations that are occurring in the black community. And when I say the church, I'm not just talking about the black pastors. I'm talking about all the little ethnic groups around us. Everybody that lives in the community is a melting pot. So there are some pastors and ministers, to me, this is my opinion, that have gotten distracted, that have started preaching about girls and boys going in the restrooms and they getting married and they the same sex, and that's good for the book. That's good for the book. But that's really bait for the higher up to use to divide the people. Because the people on my level and I hear this living every day, we understand that there has been a gay person throughout my entire existence before I got here. In each and in my class, and I never looked at them different. We just kept pushing, me and my friends, and some of them we spoke, and they was our friends. I'm not a bully to somebody that's like the same. That's their business to me. I'm not gonna go in front of God for theirs and then I got my own. The pastor has his own. He is no more than a man. So when the pastors fall, everybody be out, but I'm not shocked about it. I understand the nature of man. So then now we got pastors, they have gotten to the point to not realizing what's going on with the nature of man. Man has a nature. That pastor has a nature. He has been through life. He is seen and he done been heard and he know. And then all of a sudden, man, you got somebody else hijacking your book. And then me standing on the outside and some more people like me, not even my skin color, different skin, because it's happening in every race. It's happening in every race. They coming down with the distraction from up top. Y'all standing, y'all preaching about that, and then in the meanwhile, we losing all our rights. We're losing all our civil liberties. Cause you preaching the separation that's been sent. It's in the book, yeah, okay. Everything in the book. It's not no time to be preaching about whether the boy was gay. He ran in the track meet with the. That's a small issue. That's a very small issue compared to you losing your 401k and you can't get Medicaid and Social Security, your health care. You've been putting in Social Security working through all your life, and then now you get to the end and you can't get that. You think I got time to be worried about some boy that's going to participate in girl volleyball? Really? I can handle that on the back end. That's just the vote. We might can make it to where they can have their own sports out today, but they still human though. And in every family. I have had cousins or they friends or some of my best friend kids or whatever, but we never look. It is, and they gonna receive all the love. Garage Talk TV 214. Click, like, and subscribe. And thank y'all. I don't get a lot of views. I ain't gonna get a lot of likes for this conversation. Cause this morning, once again, this been lingering on me, and this morning I had to come to my audience, you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all, Garage Talk TV. I like to keep it 100 on here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of my people that try to support Garage Talk TV, man. You know, T-Dog, Cam, you know, my kinfolk Evan, you know, my nephew Big Mike, you know what I'm saying, that come on and all them provide visuals, you know what I'm saying, and do little shows with me, man. I want to thank them this morning, everybody that support the show. I want to shout out to my mom. I know she's sitting up watching this and ain't going to tell nobody, but, you know, she sit up and scream. But I want to shout out to her and my father this morning, you know. And this situation has been like brewing for a while with me, to where I'm watching the church talk about things and they letting people down the street in these other little towns, they got churches. Do you realize, I'm gonna say this here, this gonna hurt a lot of people that's really like locked in with the Bible, but I'm locked in with God. I do understand that certain books and certain things and certain, they have been manipulated. They have been left, some books and stuff have been left out the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The Quran and certain books, certain religions are used to, you can use a religion, and this is what I'm telling y'all this morning. This where this conversation is coming from too. Many years ago, man, the high power. When I say high power, it's just that these are how like some rich, it's funded by rich people. It's funded by, like being a Nazi or Klansman, they have funding. And they funding come from rich people because they have rich people that fall into their mindset. You see what I'm saying? So then all of a sudden, they down the block in they churches, man. Just like when they done the Fox News 40 or 60 years ago, you go through these towns and this and that and that. In the South, man, they have evangelical Christians. Evangelical Christians. Now, this gonna hurt, man, when I tell y'all this. You got some people with your same book believing that it ain't gonna be no blacks in heaven. They preaching this. There ain't gonna be no Hispanics in heaven. It ain't gonna be no whites in heaven that like human equality. You know, they don't like their own kind. Every white person is not a racist. You gotta understand that. But this mindset in the South and want to conquer and be a superior race is deep. Now it's hard to pick them out. I mean, if you being silent, then you guilty. So everybody, you know what I'm saying, is everybody in the Hispanic community is not a racist. But if you can pick them out and they stand for something, it's gonna be a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to throw everybody in the same bucket because some of my own color of people voted for Trump. They voted for this. But Trump is in place because of these evangelical Christians. If you don't believe me, go out to these schools out here where they taking the books out to school. The Heritage Foundation. They all stem from that Christianity faith-based group. If you don't believe me, just go up to your school and see what all been taken out. They don't even have orchestra or nothing no more in school, man. I was talking to my daughter the other day. That's sad. But yet and still, we fighting about the little girls and boys going into the same restroom. This guy playing on the girl volleyball team. We messed up about that. I don't understand how we got here. But I do. Because I'm speaking on it. Not only Fox News, but they use their churches. The slave master used the book on the slaves to make them pass it. When they prayed and that bondage got up out of there and that yoke was broken for a certain condition to be lifted, cause it was still a lot of, and it's still today a lot of conditions that ain't been lifted. But when the bondage situation was lifted, you know, right then and there. We know that was the word was good. But somehow we have got out from that. The pastors have strayed, not only just the blacks. This Garage Talk TV 214. Click, like, and subscribe. This your boy Mackie D this morning, man. This my Sunday morning talk. The church has lost their way. That's what the young brother was saying to Bishop Eli. Now, mind you, I know Eli, like, that's a good friend of mine. I respect Eli because I know Eli. And I can see the sincerity, you know what I'm saying, when others can't see certain things. That's how long I've been knowing Eli. And I appreciate Eli, man. Eli done real good on that interview. And I like where he is in his life. And if I did have to go, even though me and him have some conversation, I would visit his church, Pastor Freddie Haynes, Black Lives Matter on side of his church. I like it, I appreciate pastors like that. This is not for every pastor. They just need help. But you have these pastors, man, in this church, they have lost their way with people like me. A man, a nature of a barbaric, of an athlete, you got black guys, you know what I'm saying, out here, and they, you got a lot of violence going on, and it's in every race. But that's the nature that's in man. You can capture that nature by giving that nature some real food for thought. You see what I'm saying? You can capture that nature by giving that nature some real food for thought. But you can't capture that nature, man, sitting up here talking about little girls going in the boys' restrooms and the boys going and then the pronouns and it gets so sad and whack. It gets so whack, man, that I don't even know I don't have all the subjects that how they be getting deep off into that. But it's sad. It's a big distraction. It's sent down, to distract the people and make the people be separated. When we don't understand that we all need civil liberties. And that's where the pastors is not. They didn't preaching. They not telling the congregation that down the road through these highways, it's some people that feel like you ain't gonna even get into heaven because of your skin color. They not fighting for their book. Their book is on the line. You got people that's jacking their book, telling them what to preach about, how to preach, and at the same time forming oppressive laws for their children, for society, and putting these laws into effect and getting them to be passive. You know what I'm saying? Getting them to be passive in order for them to, be able to preach the word and stay in power and be able to keep them to make them be in power. So they passive on hollering out against the people that's jacking they religion. Me and you go to church. It's one church over there. I go to this church. I come out my church though, and I'm feeling good about humanity and want to help humanity. You come out your church door, and you want to have some people working in fields and slaving them, and you want to have these people. They don't have jobs. You don't like fair competition, but you come out your church. You don't like fair competition, but you want everybody that's in this society to be a certain color. Now, we both just came out of the church doors. Now, if you came out of the church door like that and I came out my church, we not praying to the same God. And some of the pastors are not preaching about this. That's why they losing certain natures of folks and men. That's why we are losing people. Because the real down Martin Luther King knew what the Bible was for. Jesus knew what the word was for. He went out and fought. He didn't hang up in the church all day. He wasn't trying to be friends with the ruling class. The whole situation went down like it did. He wasn't friends to them. It was in their benefit to get him out of there. Moses wasn't cool with Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings, wasn't cool with the other ruling class. He had to flee, all of them. But it's sad, man, when we get the pastors that's being appeased by the wicked and not telling their congregation about the wicked, and they're sitting up letting the wicked tell them how to pray and who they should be voting for because of what the book said. And if you go on and do this, we're going to keep you taxes and we're going to send you some ends and then it don't get them. That's why the preachers fall, man. Because the concrete is built weak. You know, a preacher fall every other, man, because he in a situation now, even how it's working, inside how this working, it's a situation where you meant to where you don't stand on nothing. You already dealing with a situation where you letting some people slide, so we know you ain't. So when you up over here, you gonna get all up. You already know it's crooked dice over there. You already know you sitting up, and then next thing you know, you looking at the people, and then they taking our rights away. Man, religion is for human suffrage. That's what it's for, and I ain't gonna get no lot of clicks and likes today. And until the pastor start realizing this, and start realizing some of the nature of the young people, get out there and be with them young people. You know, people say, Mac, why you listen to rap? Because I got 16 grandkids. I like being around young people. I like going to football games, baseball games, volleyball. I like participating and kicking it with young people. Yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? I like living life. But in order to touch young people, especially young men with certain natures and certain women, you have to be real to them. They want realness. They don't want you sitting up concentrating on is he got lipstick on today. We didn't even look at that, man. I grew up in the community. We just kept rolling. If you kept looking, then you must have been and you liked it them. That's all it's simple. But it's a brand of people, breed of people that keep pushing. And that's me. I ain't gonna get no lot of clicks and likes this morning. But I hope the church can rectify itself And it's not just the black church. It's in the Hispanic community. It's in the white. It's in all. But I hope they can get the book back. And people, if they start standing for something and see you got a spine, you gonna drop. Cause you got people like me watching. You know what I'm saying? And we active in what we doing. We trying to fight against the powers that be. We not really caught up in trying to go and pay the church bills, and we gonna talk about did the boy go in the girl and this, and we gonna cause that's a tired subject. That subject been here. Wrong them, all them dudes, half of them dudes were punks over there seasoning them. Punks been here. Excuse me for saying that word if y'all take that word offensive on her. I'm from the old school, and some of my friends they don't take it offensive. So cause whatever you gay, I have them in my family or whatever, and I love them all the more. But I just use the word cause I come out there and that's. But anyway, they's been here. A girl like another girl, lesbian, that's been here. I never care. They do their thing. I do my thing. That's the beauty of America and freedom. You see what I'm saying? And if I'm gonna support the WNBA this year too, and if some be lesbians, guess what? I'm a all the more, and I ain't even talking about that. I'm gonna be concerned how many buckets they can get. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be sitting up here trying to see who trying to grow a bird. That's bull crap. And that's what the people up top, the wicked people at the church, that's what they want you to be talking about. And in the meantime, they go jack your freedoms and you done voted these peoples in the office like this. It's pathetic, man. But I be praying for the church, man. You know what I'm saying? I be praying and I be supporting, the cause like that young brother, man. That's a good cause. He went out and he seen that them people were going to try to jack little Anthony, man. Try to make him look like a vicious little dude. I'm coming to find out that it wasn't even a pocket knife. It was like a little somebody cleaned his spikes or something with he had or something. But anyway, y'all tell me in the comments, man. This Garage Talk TV. Click, like, and subscribe. Now my marriage, man, we didn't fell out. This season over. It was hard. You can't win. I seen, man, you can't win without Kyrie. Needed Kyrie bad. Kyrie creates so much space and so much, man, a floor general. So I'm hoping to just, revamp. We can't win them all, I'm going to watch it to the end, see who come out on top. We got the draft going down this week with the Cowboys. And, man, we get a running back or a receiver. I'm cool, man, with that first pick. I'd rather have a running back or a receiver. You know what I'm saying? And really a running back, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. It's going down this week. Thank you this morning for checking out the show. Texas Rangers, man. Hey, man, we split the series. Dolis Garcia walk-off home run. We finna come on here today. You know what I'm saying? Check that out. But the Rangers, we done split the series with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They in town, Freddie Freeman, man, he hit a bad shot in that first game, man. And man, Freddie, they got a lineup, Mookie Betts, man, you know what I'm saying? They got a lineup, but them Rangers, man, that's my team, you know what I'm saying? And Odolis, man, I've been asking and beating the drum, man, bringing them sticks back. And we off to a good start, and see what we do today. Hopefully, Wild Lane for being the lineup today. If we can get that stick back, that'll be nice. But might not get no lot of clicks and views for this, cause like I said, man, everybody don't like to hear politics. And I tell people all the time, Garage Talk TV is the grown folks channel. It's for people that think, It's for people that's trying to make it and want to hear something real, you know what I'm saying? And this ain't the channel where I sit back and try to have most three fans going against Yellow Bees fans. This ain't the channel where I act as an investigator. this ain't the channel where I get rappers on here and other people on here and ask them questions, negative questions that really don't mean nothing. Yeah, this not that channel. So if you come to Garage Talk TV 214, you're not gonna get that instigating and all that type of stuff like that. And by the way, the big homie out of H-Town, Lil James said a statement about 3 weeks ago or something. He say, some of these vloggers, man, they don't do rappers and all that. That don't mean them no good. And I'm with that. You know, it's a lot of things going on with these dudes, interviewing these dudes, and they asking them bull crap questions and set up questions. And then right after that, they get the dudes that they into it with in the next interview and the next day. Then they go back later, a month later, and interview the other one, the first one, and tell him what the other one said and how they. So, you know, I don't know where they do that at. But I understand that. I understand people want views, likes, and clicks. But if you're looking for that, that's not Garage Talk TV. This your boy Mac, man, and I just hope, man, that if y'all got something up out of this today, man, you know what I'm saying, that you'll just keep rocking with me and stay in the comments. And really tell me your views on the church, you know what I'm saying? Just come down in the comments, man. We don't have to agree. This is America. You know what I'm saying? This is America. You know, all we can do is talk about it, and I can bring it up and tell you what's on my mind. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I'm praying for America. I'm praying for civil liberties, man. I'm praying for the people. You know, mankind is only one mankind. Red, white, black, or brown. You know what I'm saying? We are our brothers, whether we want to accept that or not. We are our brothers. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel. And that's the perspective you getting on Garage Talk TV. And I'm praying for the pastors, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a movement that gotta go on. It's a big disturbance happening in America right now. And a lot of people may be trying to ignore it. A lot of people may be talking about the boys in the cost of bread and the gas. But you can stay down there thinking about all that and bickering about all that if you want to. Because they already used that to get you to vote wrong, and that's why we're in the predicament we're in right now. We're in this predicament right now because they already used these tools, and you fell for the okie doke. So now it's time to say, oh man, I made a mistake, let me clean up. Yeah, I did do that, let me get that right. So now's the time we start trying to band together. Use religion for what it was meant for. Be like the prophets, be like Jesus. Fight for human civil liberties. Fight to get people out of bondage. Fight against the class that want to suppress. And with that, I leave y'all, man. And if I said anything that offend anybody, hey, man, it just came from me. It didn't come from God. So don't give up on God. And peace.
News from the streets coming straight out the garage. Garage Talk. News from the streets coming straight out the garage. Garage Talk.